Alright guys, so I normally do this video on my Patreon, but I figure this is more as a promotional video. And I was going to do this for May the 4th, but then other stuff happened, so yeah. Yeah, as you can see from the title, this is Faction Wars. And for those wondering, what is Faction Wars? Faction Wars was basically a series where it wasn't so much like my Who Would Win videos. It's more like two factions from two different empires, and what would it be like if they did battle. And that's what this is. And as you can see from the title, it's the Galactic Empire versus the Covenant from Halo. So I'm going to be talking about like what it would be like if you had the Galactic Empire and the Covenant go to war. Now, obviously the big thing with this is that both of these factions, they are predicated for war. For different reasons. One is galactic conquest and expansion. The other is a holy war. Now, the big thing you have to understand with this is that both the Empire and the Covenant excel at both space and ground forces. The word got away from me. These guys are built. Absolutely built. Both forces are absolutely built for fighting and maintaining and, more often than not, winning wars. That is what you're dealing with here. This is in all shape and form like what happens when you fuck around and find out. That's basically what they are, is just fuck around and find out groups. There's nothing more to it other than we're here, like, they are here to beat your ass into the dirt. And then kill your friends and family and your entire planet. That's what we're doing here. So, let's talk about the Empire first. The Empire, of course, is predicated to military superiority and expansion. These guys, take out Vader. We'll include Vader and the Inquisitors, of course, Palpatine in the story. Take out Vader, but for now, for this scenario, take out Vader, take out the Inquisitors, take out every Force user, and still the Empire is a force to be reckoned with. This empire, the Galactic Empire, is predicated to scientific advancements to destroy planets. That's what they are. And of course, what better way than the Death Star and every other horror that the Emperor Palpatine wanted to unleash. Like, that's something you really have to take into account, is that these guys, these guys were most of the people in charge, these scientists, these military advisors, all had unlimited credits to build the war machines that would, to best describe it as, oh, sweet, man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. That's what it was. That's really what it was for the Empire. Now, of course, you had Tarkin, you of course had Thrawn, but you had not only that, you had Vader leading the charge, you had Inquisitors, and all of that. And not to mention, you had some of the greatest war machines in any science fiction form known to mankind. AT-ATs, AT-STs, Star Destroyers, TIE Fighters, TIE Interceptors. These guys were, the Rebellion, it blows my mind that just the sheer arrogance of the Empire is what if the Empire wasn't ruled by a complete and utter arrogance, it would still be a 1,000-year empire. It would still be a massive empire in and of itself. So that's what I think is something you have to take into account with this, is that these are people that, the Empire does, the Empire does have stormtroopers, death troopers, dark troopers, and yeah, you don't fight the Empire head on and win. Ask the rebels at Hoth how that went. Anyway, so let's talk a bit about the Covenant for a moment. Let's break down the Covenant for a second. The Covenant is a group led by the Prophets. And these guys are a multitude of species put together to... And I'm also just going to focus on, the era of Halo that we all know at best. Halo 1 through 3. I do not acknowledge the others. But anyway, as I was saying, Of course, the Covenant is made of several different species brought together and with a holy desire to rule the world, like to rule the galaxy and kind of cleanse it of impurities. Now, when it comes to technology, there is no one else that comes close to just sheer horror, maybe the Empire, but the amount of ships and warships that are created is staggering. Obviously, if you've played Halo, then you know what I'm talking about. Wraith tanks, Banshees, Ghosts, you know, the massive ships, the Phantoms, their warships, all of that. And then when you get on, when it's ground fighting, yeah, when you get on boots on the ground, it's bad. I mean, yeah, you can shoot grunts and make them run, but then you hear work, 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 and then you know shit just got real because the fucking elites just showed up. And you could be sniped by a jackal, or, you know, worse, get absolutely wrecked by a pair of hunters, or get your shit wrecked by a brute. I'm just saying, like, there's dumb ways to die. So what would it be like if you had the Empire, the Galactic Empire, and the Covenant go to war? Like, what would that be like? Like, let's really break down how that would really play out. So obviously, with the Galactic Empire, you have this unstoppable force meeting an immovable object in the Covenant. These guys would be, you know, clashing constantly in space and on the ground. It's really hard to tell because both Star Destroyers are built for, like, mass forms. And of course, let's also include Indirectors and Super Star Destroyers into the fleet. Those guys are massive, but the same thing is that Covenant warships are just as brutal. The only thing that they haven't encountered is that this would be a fleet that would also have shields as well. Not only that, the Empire has something the Covenant doesn't. Bank. And I do stress bank. I guarantee you, this would be very much like America in the wartime. If the Covenant invaded Imperial space, everything would go to every amount of credit would go to finding and exploiting weapons to destroy the Covenant. And, you know, they can pull from multiple worlds. The Covenant only has, like, an X amount of planets they can really pull from, and the Prophet's hold isn't strong as you would think. So, yeah. But, if you were to compare, like, a squad of stormtroopers again, like, just shooting grunts and jackals, like, oh yeah, this is easy, and then they hear, work, work, work. What? And then someone gets a energy sword through the chest. Yeah, this is about time where you call Vader and the Inquisitors into the matchup. So, and that, it's really hard to decide, like, who could really come out on top in this matchup. Because the amount of forces, ground forces, it's like very hard to tell, because while they have hunters and brutes and elites, the Empire's got, and also like a couple AT-ATs just come storming and just start blowing shit away. Then comes a Scarab, and that shit's pretty bad. So it's really hard. Like, this is a really tough one. So I'm very curious to see what you guys would have to say. I hope I get some old school Halo fans up in here to give their thoughts on this. So you guys tell me in the comments below, who do you think would win in this matchup? Do you think it would be the Galactic Empire, or do you think it would be the Covenant? Sorry, the word got away from me. Anyway, so just comment below, let me know. And like I said, if you guys would like to be a part of my Patreon to check out the other faction wars, I will be having some new stuff on there soon. Just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon. If you just want to check out videos and also be part of polls, you guys can hit the second or third tier and just check those out. But yeah, other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.